Hi Metricoolers! Welcome back to another video in our Metricool tutorial. In today's video, we are talking everything Instagram. From connecting your Instagram account to Metricool, to analytics, to planning, plus some fun tips and tricks on things that you can do for Instagram within our platform. If you are interested in learning everything there is to know about Instagram with Metricool, then go ahead and keep on watching. So today we are talking all things Instagram. Before I get into the analytics and the planning and everything that you can do for Instagram within the Metricool platform, I am just going to quickly go over how to connect your Instagram account if this is the first time that you are making that connection. So right now I am in an empty brand and I'm actually in the connections page. So you can find that here on the right hand. Once you click on this right hand pane, you'll see down here, it'll say connections. So you'll want to click into that to get to this page. So you can either connect your Facebook page or your Instagram account first. Either one is fine. But in order to connect an Instagram account, you do need to have it connected to a Facebook page. I do want to be really clear that it is not a Facebook account. You need to have it connected to a Facebook page. And the account on Instagram must be a professional account. So it can be a business account or a creator account. So I'm going to click on connect a professional account. Then it's going to open up a box that just kind of gives you a little bit more detail about having that connected to a Facebook page. So right here, it's showing me the Facebook pages I have, and it's saying select the account you would like to connect to this brand. So my current Instagram account is already connected to this page. So if I click select, it's going to make that connection automatically. But here there is a little bit more of information if you are having trouble. I will also make sure to leave a blog link in the description box so that you can read about how to make that connection seamlessly. But you would hit select and then it's going to find those proper permissions. So I verified, I hit OK, and you'll see here that it connected those pages for me. So it automatically connects both, which is really nice. So you'll see now my Instagram is connected and the Facebook page that is associated to it is also connected. Now that I showed you that quick connection, I am now in the Metricool account where I am going to be demonstrating. So you'll see here that I have that Metricool app connected. It is a professional account, and then I have the associated page connected. So just wanted to show you that as well in a different account. And now we are going to talk Instagram analytics. So I'm going to go up here to the analytics tab, and then I'm going to go to the left-hand pane, and I'm going to actually click into Instagram. So I'll first go into the in-depth Instagram analytics, and then I will touch on the summary a little bit. So let's go into Instagram, and then before we start, I do want to toggle the time frame to the metrics that I do want to look at. So that's really easy to do. You just need to go up here to the right-hand side and click on it, and then it's going to ask, what days you want to look at metrics-wise. So you can do just yesterday, you can do the current month, the last 30 days, the last 3 months, whatever your preference is. I am going to do the last 30 days and keep it simple. That way I can demonstrate with a good variety of metrics. And then before we start scrolling down, I will just talk about up here because this breaks down the analytics section into different tabs. So you can do the community tab, the demographics tab, the account tab, posts, reels, stories, and competitors. If you click on any of these, it will take you directly to that section within the Instagram page. Again, I'm going to start top to bottom. But of course, if you just wanted to look at, let's say, your story analytics or just your posts, you could do that really easily. So starting with community, this is going to show you things like growth. So your followers, your following, your posts that you've done. And one really great thing is that everything is basically a toggle on, toggle off feature. So if you would like to only look at, let's say, your followers, you could just toggle that on and see that graph changes. But if you wanted to look at all of them, here you can see how that graph differentiates once you toggle certain metrics on or off. Then down here, you'll also see it broken down in different sections like followers, daily followers, following, daily posts, posts per week. If we keep scrolling, we'll get to the balance of followers. So this is how many new followers we've had on any given day. So like on this day, we got 43 new followers, which is also really nice to look at. Moving on from the community section to the demographics section, this is going to be your audience demographics. So you can see that that's split up by gender, by age. You can even see a nice table and you can see where your followers are coming from. So here it's split up by country and by city. Of course, because we are using the Metricool English account for reference, you could see that United States is our biggest audience, followed by United Kingdom and Canada and others, which all make sense. Then if we go down into the account section, this is going to show you more common metrics that you are more than likely familiar with, such as impressions, average reach per day, your profile views, website clicks, and posts. And again, similar to before, you can toggle on and toggle off what you'd like to see those graphs change. You can also see those posts that you've done to Instagram, and clicks would appear here as well. Then you can see the posts published in the period. So this is the posts that were published in the specific period that you're looking at. So this is the engagement, the interactions, the average reach, impressions, and posts. And that's the summary. Here you'll get just organic interactions. So things like your likes, your comments, your saves, and how many posts you've done. Then we can also see the types of content that we've posted. So this could be images or carousels. So you can see we post more single static images as opposed to carousels, as well as you can see the impression sources. So if those impressions are organic or promoted, and if you are unaware, promoted is just things like boosted posts that there's money behind. So you can see we have much more organic impressions. Then we'll go down to the lists of posts, and the list of posts is super nice because it breaks down every single post you've done in a nice list format and gives you all of the metrics for that specific post. So down to the type of post. So for example, this was a carousel. This was just a regular image. Gives you the date and time it was posted, as well as where your impressions are coming from. So here you can see organic versus promoted. You can see things like organic reach, paid reach, organic likes, organic saves. If you just keep sliding on over, you'll see all of these different metrics. And you can also download this information to a CSV file, which is super helpful if you want to repurpose that content or you are looking to import this data into a different platform. Then you can also click on columns. And if, let's say, you only cared about your impressions and your organic engagement, you can toggle on or off what metrics you want to see specifically in this list of posts. Of course, we have everything toggled on, but you can customize it to your liking. And then another really great feature we have in our analytics is this section right here. So if you click on more under any specific post, it's actually going to give you the caption of your post, which is nice because you can copy this to your clipboard. And let's say one of the posts did really well, you can copy that to your clipboard, repurpose it to a different platform, or find a different way to reuse or recycle that content, making it super simple and easy for you to do that. We also have an option where you can view the post directly in the platform. So if I were to click on view, it's going to take me to that Instagram post, which is also really nice if you want to reference a specific post. And we also have the ability to boost. So if you were to click on boost, you just have to put how much money you want to spend and then click accept. And an automatic campaign will be created for 2 days as long as it's activated by Facebook once it's completed the revision. So we make it super easy to boost within the platform if that is something that you are interested in. Moving on, we can go to the list of hashtags. So these are some of your hashtags that you've used, as well as the impressions, likes, and comments of this specific post here. You'll see that this is for stories, but if I were to toggle over, it would show me some other hashtags as well. And then we can go into the Reels section, and this is going to show you your Reels published in a period. So similar to the posts published in a period, same concept. And you'll see those metrics for your Reels, so engagement, interactions, your average reach, how many Reels you posted. You can also see those organic interactions, and you get that same list. And similar again to the post, you can see the caption for your Reel. You can also view it directly in Instagram, and you can also boost for Reels as well, making it super nice and easy to use. Then if you scroll on over, you can see all of the metrics for each specific post, and same thing again, download the CSV if you'd like and toggle on or toggle off what you do and don't want to see. One other thing I want to mention is the rows per page. You can do this for posts, reels, stories as well, but you can change the amount of rows you want to see. So if you wanted to see a bigger list of your reels, you could do that. So I did 25, so I could see 7, and then I can go to the next page. However, one thing to keep in mind, though, is that because of your set publication, it's only going to show, the amount of reels that you've posted within that time frame. So because I've only done the last 30 days, even though I did 25 rows, it's obviously only going to show the amount of reels that I posted. But if I go down to 10 or 5, you'll see that it will get bigger or larger depending on that. Then if we keep scrolling, we're going to get to Instagram stories. So this is your evolution, so impressions, average reach, and your stories over the time frame, as well as the list of stories, which is essentially the same as posts and reels. It gives you the option to view it in the platform if it has text or not, date and time, and the corresponding metrics. And this one has much less metrics that you can see, but again, you can toggle on and toggle those off if you would, depending on what you want to see and what you don't want to see. And the last really important section of our analytics is the competitor analysis. This is such a great feature if you are trying to fine-tune your social strategy, if you're needing some inspiration. There are so many different ways that you can use the competitor analysis. So as you can see here, we kind of have a theme going. I added some fitness brands like Nike, Adidas, Puma, Under Armour, and Gymshark. These are all populated in, and it has already pulled in all of those metrics, but we make it super simple to add a competitor to this list. All they need to do is have a professional account. So you would go over here to add and then type in their handle. So I am going to type in Lululemon and add it, and you'll see that it pretty much populates almost instantly. So you can see Lululemon has now been added to the list. And you can see their information such as followers, posts, reels, likes, comments, engagement. And then here you can toggle on or off what you want to see. You can download this information as a CSV. You can also see the post list. And if you click onto these individually, it'll take you to that page. So you can, see the Nike page. Or you can even click on more stats, which is going to show you more in-depth stats about that competitor. So here you can see the growth, the posts that were published in the specific period that you're looking at, the list of posts, which again, this is really great because you can see, what is working for them, what got the most likes, what got the most interactions. You can see their caption, you can see the post directly in the platform. It's a very great tool to have and can really help you fine-tune and set those goals for Instagram. And one thing that is also really important to note is that this feature is available to everyone on the Metricool platform. If you are operating on a free account, you can search up to 5 competitors. And what's really nice too is that it's super easy to remove one. All you need to do is click on the trash can. So if you want to swap one out for another, you can do that. And then once you bump up to our premium plans, that number goes up astronomically, and you can look up to 100 competitors. So it is an accessible feature for everyone, and we highly recommend that you use it regardless of what plan you're on, and really help yourself to fine-tune your social media strategy, get some inspiration if you're feeling like you're in a content rut, or if you maybe are just trying to see what other people in your niche are doing. This is also a really great way to do it. Okay, so that is the whole Instagram in-depth analytics section. I do really quickly want to toggle into the summary section just to quickly talk about how we also have a really nice summary page that includes your Instagram metrics. So this isn't going to go as in-depth as the individual Instagram tab, but if you are trying to see an overview of all of your connected accounts, Instagram is included in this summary tab, and you'll see here that you can see, the interactions for your posts, the number of posts, things like that. So the summary page is also really nice if you want an overview. Before I leave the analytics section to go into the planning section, I do really quickly also want to touch on reports. If you are operating on a premium plan, you do get reports, and you can, of course, import those Instagram analytics into your reports. That is a nice feature. And we also have a hashtag tracker. So we have a hashtag tracker that you can do specifically for Instagram. It is located in the analytics section. You just need to scroll all the way down on the left-hand tab, and it is called hashtag tracker. So this is if you want to track a specific hashtag. So you would go here. It is an additional fee. So you can buy it per the amount of days. So it's €9.99. You can track any hashtags for 24 hours per social network. And if you buy 4 days, you get one free. So if you are looking to track a specific hashtag for maybe like an event, this is really great. And to set it up, it's very simple. So you would go to the new tracking session and you would put in your hashtag. So let's say, for example, we were having an event and we called it Metricooler 2023, or we had some kind of campaign. So I put in the hashtag and then the network I want to do. So for this case, I want to do Instagram and not Twitter. So again, you can toggle on, toggle off, and then the date that you want it to start. So let's say I wanted it to start tomorrow at 3 p.m. Let's just pick a very specific time frame. So, and then I would pick the duration. So let's say I wanted to do it for 4 days so I could get the 5th day free. Then I would create the session and it would, be good to go. And then right over here, you can also buy days. And then if you scroll down, you can look at your saved hashtags and you can see all of those metrics when it was created, the beginning, the duration that the hashtag tracker was on, the status of it, if there were tweets or if there were posts, depending on what you were doing the hashtag tracker for. Of course, this one is specifically for Instagram. And then you can also, real-time monitor it. Right here, it says opens real-time screen with analytical information that is refreshed automatically. And this is available during the tracking period. So since I don't actually have one going live, it's obviously grayed out. But if you did have it and it was during your time frame that you have purchased the hashtag tracker, you could real-time monitor it. You can also see the analytics, and if you needed to delete the data, you can. You can also see the columns and toggle on or off what you'd like to see specifically, and you can also search for your hashtag. And then if you were to click into buy days, of course, this would open up, the payment confirmation that you could fill out. But again, the hashtag tracker is another really great feature that we have if you are looking to specifically track the performance of a hashtag for, let's say, an event or a campaign. Okay, so now let's talk planning. Planning is really great and so easy to use for Instagram within Metricool. So one thing before we actually start doing any sort of planning, I do want to touch on the best times to post feature. So right now I have it toggled on for Twitter, but if you click on this, you can actually toggle it on for Instagram, and it's going to give you the best times to post. So it's like the most optimal time to schedule your post. So if I click onto it, it is going to give me a pink gradient. The darker it is, the better time it is to post. And if you toggle this on, it's going to show the percentage of your active followers. So I always like to toggle that on because it gives you a more accurate representation. But if you don't, you can see that the numbers disappear. But again, I'm going to toggle it on. So now you can see that Wednesday at 10 a.m., 98%. That would probably be a really great time to post. So this is super helpful when you are planning out your content because it's one less thing you really have to think about. You can just, drag and drop to wherever you want the post to go based on the best time. And this, again, is also a feature that is available for all accounts, whether you are free or a premium plan. Okay, so let's go ahead and create a new post. This is going to be so exciting. So we're going to create a new post and we're going to make sure that Instagram is toggled on. So of course I already have it toggled on, but if I didn't, you just have to click on it. So toggle it on, make sure it's just Instagram. Or if you wanted to, you can also multi-post with Instagram, but for the purposes of this example, we are just going to show one post. And you'll see here that this little box appears, so you can choose if you want to do a post, a reel, or a story. So we're going to start off with a post, and then I will touch on reels and stories as well. So I'm going to go ahead and add my images because I already have those all nice and prepared. So I'm actually going to do a carousel post. So you can import them all at once, or you can also drag and drop that post into the create new post function. So here you'll see that my carousel has been uploaded. I did 3 slides and it's all looking good. And it's really easy to rearrange and change the order. Mine was already in order, but if I wanted to, it's just drag and drop. And then if you click on these 3 dots, you'll see that there are more features that pop up, but I'm going to really quickly do a quick caption. So I'm not going to do anything crazy. 5 tips to grow your reach and audiences on Instagram. Let's do swipe to find out, keeping it simple. And you can, click the emoji, do that, all the things. So this is the emoji button. Here is hashtags, first comment, location, UTM, AI, and notes. So I will touch on everything as we go, but I did want to just quickly explain what all of these are at the bottom. So once you have put your caption in, now you can start to make those customizations that you want specifically for Instagram. So let's say, for example, I wanted to edit the image. We do have a nice image editor that works for Instagram. So you can go here, you can resize it. Let's say that this wasn't in the correct aspect ratio. I could click on this and we already actually have Instagram presets imported in. So you could do Instagram landscape, or you could do Instagram portrait, or you could do square. this is already sized nicely, but if you needed to, you could also rotate, flip, fine tune it. You could add a filter if it was a different type of photo, sticker, draw, frame, censure. You could do all of that. We're not going to actually change anything, but we do have a nice photo image editor so that you can do that. And then you can also tag people. So this is a great example of when we would want to do a tag, because this is 5 tips that is coming from someone else and not necessarily Metricool. So I'm going to do tag people on Instagram. So see here, I put via @Masseri. You can click anywhere on your photo and you can add the tag. So here I'm going to do Masseri. And that is Adam Masseri because this specific post talked about him. So as you see, it populates, you hit save, and now he is tagged in that specific spot that I clicked on. And then you can just exit out of it, and that tag does save. You can tell because it's going to pop up here in the post preview on the right-hand side, or on that specific slide, you'll see here that there is a little tag as well. And that'll show up depending on where you tag. You can also tag products on Instagram. So we don't actually have a shop attached, but if we did and we created a shop and we had it attached, you could tag your individual products, like say for if you have like an e-commerce brand, something like that. But again, all of this can be found in these little 3 dots section here. And if you also wanted to remove a slide, let's say you didn't want the last in the carousel, you could remove it really simply. And then over here on the right-hand side, as you make your changes and are customizing your Instagram posts, all of that is going to populate on the right-hand side over here in the preview. So as you can see, I can scroll through my carousel. I can see my tag. If I click on it, it's going to pop up the tag over here. I can see my caption, and it just gives you a nice little overview of what the post is going to look like. You can see how the post will look like, regularly, or you can see how the post will look like in the feed, which is, again, another really nice feature. So actually, I already posted it, which you can see here. But if I were to post it, you'll see that it would pop up here. So really nice visuals for you as well. Moving on to a different functionality that we have, we can actually click into our hashtag search engine. So one thing I do want to note is that the hashtag search engine is available for our premium plans. For our free account, you will actually only see the most popular hashtags overall populate like this. But if you do have a premium plan, you can type to search hashtags and it is going to show you the hashtags, and they are ordered by the number of usages. So let's say I wanted, to add some Instagram hashtags to this. I could type in Instagram. So you can see it's giving me very generic hashtags like dogs of Instagram, Instagrammers. But let's say I wanted to do Instagram marketing. Now that it loaded, you can see that we have some suggestions for Instagram marketing. So we have Instagram marketing tips, Instagram marketing 101. So you can put any type of search term in there and it will populate hashtags that are similar to that search term. And then you can easily click on them and it's going to add them to your post. So let's say I wanted to do Instagram marketing tips, Instagram marketing 101. It adds them all in super easily. And once you've added it, it also grays it out, which is super nice. So now I picked 3 hashtags that I like. That's all good to go. But again, that is our hashtag search engine. It's super useful. And then now let's move on to first comment. So first comment is definitely a preference feature, but there are many different ways you can use first comment for Instagram. So let's say, for example, you have a long caption and you want to pose a question. You can do that in the first comment box. So if we click on it, it's going to say add first comment to your post. And then you can start typing. So let's say I wanted to ask a question. I could say, what are some of your favorite Instagram tips? And then I would hit accept, and that comment is going to be published as the first comment as soon as that post goes live and is sent out to Instagram. So it will publish at the same time, which is really nice because then you don't have to go in and manually do that. Another great way to use the first comment box is if you don't necessarily want your hashtags in your caption, you can put your hashtags in your first comment. There are many people who like to do that as well. So they're just 2 examples of how you can use first comment. And then, of course, there is location. So this is available for Instagram. And if you had a specific location you were in, so let's say, you were working from a specific location, you were visiting a specific location, or maybe your business is located somewhere specific, you can type in that location and put that in here and it will add the location tag. We also have a AI copy assistant. You can use this for Instagram as well. So let's say that you have a carousel, but you have absolutely no caption ideas. You can go in and tell the AI what you want it to pop out, and then you can select the length and the tone of your text, and it's going to give you some caption options. This is a really great tool. We really enjoy it. And if you are ever in a caption rut, it really does help. And then the last thing is notes. This is available in general on our planner, but you can also use it specifically for Instagram posts if you wanted to. But this is if you wanted to add a note to yourself. Maybe you wanted to repurpose this Instagram post in the future. You can use our notes for that. But specifically for Instagram, you're going to want to look at that hashtag search engine and that first comment, location, and of course, adding any specifics here through the 3 dots to your pictures. Then if we scroll down too, you'll see here that there are global presets and Instagram presets. So the global presets are going to be things like your auto publish. So you'll always probably want to have this toggled on if you do want it to auto publish. But if you were to turn it off, it would do a manual publish, which would be something like a push notification. And you can also save your Instagram post as a draft. And then in the Instagram presets, it just asks you if you want to boost the post, which was similar to the analytics. If you were to toggle that on, you would pick the spend and then it would send that to be approved and then the post would be boosted. And then before we move on to Reels and Stories, the last thing I want to touch on in the planner for Instagram posts is down here. You'll see that we do have a hashtag counter. So you can have maximum 30 hashtags on an Instagram post or reel or anything. So this will count how many you have inputted, so you don't necessarily have to keep track of that as well. So of course, I have 3 hashtags in my caption. It's counted the 3. And then of course you have the character count, which is really nice as well. So now that is how you would do a post. We'll quickly go over Reels and Stories. They are similar. Moving on to IG Reels. So like I said before, you're going to want to go up here and you're going to want to make sure you have the reel toggled. And then you're going to upload your video. So instead of image, you're going to hit add video, or you can also use our stock videos. I didn't mention it before for the post, but we also have a stock images. So images and videos if you don't necessarily have content for that day. This is really nice. I will show you specifically what that looks like now, and then we can upload our own video. So let's say, for example, I needed a video. I could click on that and then it'll upload that video directly in. It's really great, again, if you don't have content for that day or if you are needing just more content to be pushed out, if you don't necessarily have enough to fill up your content calendar. This is a great option. You can even edit these videos. You can upload a video thumbnail. You can select the cover or you can simply remove it. So I'm going to remove it and I'm going to add my own video, but just know that that stock video and image are there. Those banks are really great for those days that you are lacking content, or if you have really great information to share and no photo, you can do that. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to add a reel. So here is a previous reel that we've shared. I've added it in. And like I said before, if you click on edit video, it's going to pop up the video editor. So if you need to crop it for the correct size, if you need to make it shorter, you can do all of those things. You can fine tune and filter. And then we can also upload our custom video thumbnail. So if we were to do that, we can upload from the computer or from a URL. So like, let's say you have a Google Drive URL. I'm not going to upload my own custom thumbnail, but that is an option and it does give you the recommended size here. I am actually just going to select a cover. So this is nice because you can just pick a frame from your video. So I'm going to choose this frame where he has the little thumbs up, and that's going to be my frame. So I'm going to add a caption. It's going to say hello to our new hire, exclamation. And similar to before, if you want to add specific hashtags, you can search for them. So maybe I want to look up something about remote work life. So I'm going to type in remote work and see what populates into our hashtag search engine. Let's give it a second. Okay, so I could do remote working life, remote workspace. And then you can also do a first comment as well. So here I have the previous one because I'm just operating off of that same post. But let's say I wanted to do, let me see, what was your first week like? What was your first week of work like? I could pose a question. I could add my hashtags in there if I wanted to. You can also set a location for Reels, add emojis. You can also use the AI copy assistant if you are needing a caption for a reel. It's very, very similar to an Instagram post. And then you can also boost reels, and we also have the option to show the reel on the feed. So if you want the reel to show up on your feed, you would leave this toggled on. But if you didn't and you only wanted it to live in your Reels tab, you would toggle this off. And I can even show you here what it would look like in your feed if you were to leave it in your feed. So you can see that there. And then again, you can toggle on if you want it to leave it as a draft or if you want to auto-publish or manual publish. If you manual publish, you would get a push notification. It would download the video, your cover photo, anything that you have set, and then you could do that manually within the platform. Okay, now moving on to story. As you can see, I already have the story toggled on, and you can automatically post your stories. You can also do it via a push notification if, let's say, you want to add finishing touches or you want to add stickers or any of those in-app features. You can do a push notification, which will download the story to your phone, and then you can upload and add in those finishing touches. But you can also fully auto-publish. So here we go. We're going to, you can either add, a story image or a story video. We have the ability to do both, and you can add multiple at a time. So let's say, for example, I don't necessarily have an image or a video. I can also even do stories templates. These are pre-imported on the Metricool platform. And as you can see, if you scroll down, there are so many. If you wanted to do, let's say, a quote, if you wanted to do, a tweet, you wanted to share a new feature or a new deal, if you wanted to thank someone, there are so many different stories that you could do. There's also images that are pre-imported. So let's say this was our own image. You click on it, and then you're going to pop open the image editor. You can change the size. You can fine tune, filter. You can do draw if you want to add text. You can add a frame. So I'm just going to hit save, but you can do that. You can do all of those customizations for your stories within Metricool. And here we go. And then let's say I wanted to import, maybe I want to thank someone too. Like, I can import that as well. Of course, you would make your customizations, but those imported templates are really nice if you want like a good starting point for stories. But you can also upload your own stories or your own story videos. That is an option as well. It's just the same thing as like with post or reels. You click to select or drag the file here. And then, you would auto-publish and save. So I will just show you that example so that you can see how I can save that. So let's say I did this, and let's say I had a tweet in there. We would hit save, and then that story would be published, which I believe I set it for a different date. So let's go find that post. Here it is. And you'll see here that there's the story, and that's how it would look like in the preview here. So now that I showed you how to do all of the posting for Instagram, you'll see here this is a pretty full content calendar. Just want to show you an example of a post that has already gone out. So this was an example of a static post that we posted today, and you'll see here there's a caption, my hashtags. I didn't do a first comment for this one or a location, but those were options. And then up here, I could have changed the date and the time I posted it, and you can see the status has been published. But this is a good example of what an Instagram post going out would look like. I can also show a carousel. Here's a carousel going out, as you can see. And when you're looking at the calendar overview, you can even click on preview feed here. So if you click on it, it's going to show you the current Instagram feed. So here I have, this is the last post that went out, and these two posts are coming relatively soon, and you'll see that that's how my feed is building out. That is the planner with Instagram. I know that it is a lot, and you can do a lot with Instagram posts within Metricool. My biggest advice is to go in and play around with everything if this is your first time working with it. It's really great. There's so many different features that you can use, and Instagram is one of my favorite to publish to because of all of those features. So I'm going to really quickly touch on a couple of other things that you can do for Instagram within the Metricool platform, but you'll find more in-depth explanations in future videos. So I really do want to touch on our Autolists. So with Autolists, you can schedule to Instagram within those. If you wanted to create a new Autolist, you could do that for Instagram. I'll just show you a quick overview. It is an option here to publish. You could pick the time and you could insert the posts manually, or you can add from file CSV. So Autolists are great if you are looking to repurpose your content, evergreen content. It's another way to post to Instagram. We also have our SmartLinks. So Instagram is one of those platforms where you do have to have the link in the bio rather than in the posts. So you can add a smart link to your bio, and we have a specific one for Instagram, which this is what ours looks like. And, you can even add posts directly from Instagram, or if you are wanting to link your Instagram posts to a different platform, you could do that as well within the smart link. So let's say, for example, with TikTok, we do have a post that is linked directly to Instagram, and that's located here in media. You can do directly add from Instagram. So that's another quick tip for Instagram. And then the last thing that I'll really quickly touch on is we do have an inbox feature, and Instagram is a part of that. So your Instagram DMs and comments will come through here, and you can answer them directly from the Metricool inbox. And that is basically everything you need to know about Instagram with Metricool. We hope that you learned something in today's tutorial video. Don't forget to use the code TRYFREE to try any of our Metricool premium plans, 30 days for free, and see you next time.